spin. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to match day 6 in this Mukono T20 Cup 2025. Action coming from Florida Cricket Oval. This morning we have the Lugazi Trekkers against Njeru Worriors, with the Trekkers winning the toss. This is the inaugural edition of the Mukono T20 Cup, and action has been ongoing at Florida Cricket Oval. Plenty of runs, wickets, actions, and we will take you out in the middle with Alpha Odoa for the toss.
My name is Alpha. It's game day 6, match number 11. Lugazi Trekkers taking on Njeru Warriors. With me, I'm joined by the captains of the teams. Home team, Lugazi Trekkers. Captain Chris Kidega, take the toss. Head it is.
It's a tail.
And tails wins. Tails wins. Captain Chris Kidega, what are you planning to do?
I think it's a good wicket. Since day one, I will opt to bat first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the best. Yeah. Captain Edwin Wagaba, hard luck on losing the toss. What were you planning to do if you had won the toss?
Actually, if I had won the toss, I would also opted to bowl first because, like I always say, we are a better bowling side. We want to limit these guys to a small score that we can change.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All the best. That was from the center here. Lugazi Trekkers won the toss and decided to take on the bat.
This is match day 6. As I remind you, 10 matches have been played so far. 22,024 runs scored, 140 wickets falling, 134s, 82 sixes. Highest individual score being 80 runs from Anais Baig of Mukono Development. Best bowling figures so far, Yunus Sawabi, 5 for 14. The highest team total has been by the Buvuma Sailors, 214 runs for 7, with the lowest being 52 runs, 10 all out by the Njeru Warriors, who are playing in March 11 of the Mukono T20 Cup. Live action in a few. Just to remind you, my name is Solomon Duwamachigo's in the comms box. We have had exciting cricket throughout the tournament so far, and I hope even today the same is on the menu. It is the Lugazi Trekkers against the Njeru Warriors in this 6-team Mukono T20 Cup 2025, proudly sponsored by Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, Deep End Sports Media, broadcasting partners, bringing you the live action from out in the middle, organized by Mukono Cricket Community, founded in 2021 and stewarded by Cricket Uganda. I'm joined by Alpha in the commentary box. Welcome, Alpha.
Thank you, Solomon. It's exciting to have associated with the captains of both teams, and all of them having lost their last games, so they all determined and wanting to see that they can pile up this and be able to get the win. Actually, when you look at the situation right about now, a little bit of cloudy, but the sun is coming out. And a little bit also of the breeze coming from the forest end where the opening bowler is coming from. So that may have an impact on the swing of the seamer.
Yes, we've been experiencing a breeze throughout the tournament here down at Florida Cricket Oval. It will take a bowler knowing where the wind is blowing to exploit those conditions, and the batter also realizing that when they go aerial, they're not fighting against that breeze. But play has been called, and Yunus Sawabi, leading wicket taker in this tournament, with ball in hand, coming in from the forest end.
Well bowled. Pitched up very well.
This team's composed of senior marquee players and young students continuing their cricket internship and praying for longer careers. Batter rocks back for a single.
And when you look at the teams, a lot of improvement has really come up from day 1, day 2, and now you can see the agility being displayed by the new and the young players who are fresh.
The youngsters are putting up their hands in all departments. Missed opportunity for a catch by the skipper, Edwin Nwagaba, at mid-on.
He went in lazily as he was approaching the ball, moving backwards, and it wasn't necessary for that. You know, as the captain, you lead by example. So by the time the young players get to see what you're doing, they will also, try to undermine and say, if the captain can do that, then why should we also really fight hard? So as the captain, you need to fight so hard.
Definitely all eyes on you as a leader, but it's not only the captain but every single individual out there in the middle. You have to give your best. Avoid schoolboy errors, as we call them. Good ball from Sawabi. Rising up on the batter. A very strong breeze now blowing across the oval, as you can see the trees in the background swaying. Strays down the leg, Sawabi.
As you look at the key players in this team, Yunus Sawabi, Captain Edwin Nwagaba, a lot of experience and skill attained by them. Fumblings in the field, and They missed that out, letting the Lugazi Trekkers be able to take quick 2 runs from that. And that marks the end of the first over of Yunus Obi. It went for 7 for none. Lugazi Trekkers.
The ball hitting the bat first onto the pads for some runs. In the background, you can see that trees swaying because of that breeze that is blowing briskly across the oval. But great cricket being played throughout the first 5 days. Yesterday we had a high-scoring match between the Buvuma Sailors and the Kayunga Titans. Ochaya plays the inside-out shot. Above point, sweeper couldn't stop that. And it is a boundary off the first ball of Balidawa Ali coming from the highway end.
Ahura manages to get off strike after hitting the boundary the previous ball. Rotating the strike is the main thing in this T20, because the more balls you kill, the more danger it comes to your way.
That ball keeps slow as Ochaya tries to give himself room. Dot ball. Good line from Ali for another dot ball. Yes, you spoke about dot ball pressure. Good cut shot. Stopped at the boundary by Mitali for just a double. The power play has to be utilized by any batting side, because you have an advantage of fielders, most fielders in the ring, and fielding restrictions taking place. But that marks the end of over number 2. The score is 14 runs on board for the Lugazi Trekkers. Jaffa Ochaya 5 and Ahura 8. Run rate is 7. Lugazi Trekkers were the early pace setters in this tournament, winning their first 2 matches comfortably, but losing to the Buvuma Sailors. I think their mission today is to make amends, try and get back in the winning column, but Sawabi Yunus will continue from the forest end.
Like the way I told you, the breeze coming from the forest end, where Sawabi is coming from, is bowling from. You can, as you testify and see, lots of swings coming off his bowling.
The bowler will have to control that ball, know where to pitch it, that it doesn't swing wider. The cries come from the middle quarter, meaning to catch, to Baine at deep cover. The ball in the air but just falling short of the young man. Ahura choosing the aerial route for another double. And the misfield gifts them an extra run. Sloppy fielding so far out there in the middle. The Njeru Warriors will be mindful that the Trekker batters are capable just on their own and no need for freebies if that will restrict them to a chaseable score. Good ball from Sowobi.
With the agility Sowobi having, he really pushes that ball. He loves swinging that ball. I love seeing his follow through, beautifully executed by him. But the previous ball, unnecessary blunders caused by both the bowler and the fielder.
Great work from Mitali at backward point. Sowobi is an effort bowler.
You notice there is a lot of sluggishness with the fielders as they come in to attack the ball, coming in lazily, making the Lugazi Trekkers easily steal runs out of that. Punished. It goes 1-2, bounces for 4. Good knock from Ahura. And beautifully struck to cow corner. Comes in. Ahura lines up that ball and crosses it towards the cow corner area. 17 for none. Sowobi, 2 overs gone. 24 for none after 3 overs. Lugazi Trekkers. Ahura 17 in 8. And then Jaffa Ochaya 6 in 10.
The scoring rate is just 8. Balidawa Ali will continue from the highway end for his second over. Half tracker, not put away. Straights down the leg side. The ball missed by the keeper and the chase is on. The sloppy fielding continues out there. Must have woken up on the wrong side of bed, the Njeru Warriors. They need to get their minds into this game and fast. Otherwise, they might be played off the park. Quick single after that punch from Ahura.
Drop and run. Beautifully played by
A quicker one from Balidawa Ali, showing off his varieties. As a bowler, what you have to do is not to be predictable. Vary your pace, vary your lines, flight that ball. Uses his feet to get to the ball for a quick single, Ochaya.
Well executed by Yunus Soobi. Running in, fielding that ball and throwing it back quick to see whether there can be any chance for them to get a run out.
Trying to steal a run there, but there was none. The score is 29 runs for no loss after 4 overs. Ahura 18 in 10 and Jaffa Ochaya 18-14.
And there's the table standing. Buvuma Sailors continue being the unbeaten team with 9 points. Lugazi Trekkers 6 points. Mukono Development 6 points. Buyikwe Gladiators 3 points. Njeru Warriors 3 points. And Kayuka Titans having also 3 points.
The contenders in this tournament being played on a round-robin basis. Ochaya misses out on that, trying to pull the ball away from Mitali coming in from the forest end. Mitali has been a good performer for the Warriors, coming in to open the bowling and bowl at the death.
I think the reason as to why I see Jaffa Ochaya missing out on those, he is not really stepping into the line of the ball. He is just, stepping away from the ball and then he swings his blade.
Umpire Gloria Obukol standing in with clicked through slips for a boundary. Ochaya leaving dangerously, not yet striking that ball with authority, chasing a wider one there.
Like the way I told you, he stood still and just moved the hands. He didn't step in, neither did he step in, with his back foot to cut that.
Great work from Yunus Sowabi. Such will encourage and uplift the Njeru Warrior fielders, seeing your mates giving their best. Mitali adjudged wide.
There are times when you go and see there are times when the bowler loses concentration, wanting to attack, like when the ball one line not being hit, so they would want to attack.
As the first bowler, already bowler for that regard, you have to be what we call metronomic. As long as you bowl a line and length that the batter can't put away, keep at it, and then bring in that one surprise ball. The keeper not allowed to Jaffa Ochaya moving out of his crease. But that marks the end of the 5th over. 35 on board for the Lugazi Trekkers. Run rate being 7. Ahura 18 in 12, striking at slightly above 100. Jaffa Ochaya 13 in 18, slightly in the 80s. Ochaya played 128 matches, 1,194 runs, and has a strike rate of 75.57. So he's a capable batter. And we've seen him do good things here in this tournament so far. And there is a bowling change as this Tandia comes in from the highway end. Welcome towards the mid-on region. So Obi collects. I love the way that Tandia uses his arm fully extended, and being a tall lad can extract pace and bounce. Good glove work from Kadu behind the stumps.
Oh. What a shot. That was a beautiful shot, a beautiful sweep from Ahura. Well, watch the ball. Look at it. He watched the ball, stepped across, and swept it over. Shot fine leg for 4. He plays it again. And this time, it finds a deep mid-wicket patrolling, and they managed to go for only 2. When you look at Ahura, he loves playing those shots even during the Uganda League.
Missed by Kadu Peter. A quick run call from Miss, with Ochaya diving for dear life. No ball called by umpire Michael Okoth. Indicating a free hit. Ochaya tries to put that away. But the mid-wicket, equal to the task. Bringing us to the close. It is the end of the power play. 44 runs on board for no loss. Mitali continues from the forest end.
That was a poor shot executed by Jaffa Ochaya. I know he really wanted to go over, taking that, hitting that for a maximum. But anyway, this is T20. I think he wants to make sure that he finds all means to get runs for his team. punishes that through covers. Beautifully punished. Extraordinary shot from Jaffa Ochaya, bringing his score to 21 for 25. Lines it up. Head still. Rolling through. Crossing the boundary for 4. Lots of beautiful shots being executed by the players in here in this tournament, the Mukono T20 Cup. And there he goes across. Can they feel? Oh, well fielded. But Lugazi Trekkers managed to get 2 from that. Beautiful fielding from the youngster, stopping a boundary from coming up. Mitala again from the attack. Again, he clicks that. Jaffa Ochaya for 1. Jaffa Ochaya needs to step in the line of the ball if really wants to hit, if really wants to punish those balls for maximums through the covers. Punished. But it finds Captain Edwin Wagaba. Long on. Takes it with ease. And there ends the life of Ahura. 20 in 24 balls. Well setting up of the field for him. Because the first time he hit the ball there, went for a maximum. This time the captain had to take himself there as he balanced himself at the boundary, getting it with ease. Beautifully executed. Score is 51 for 1. Mitala 12 for 1. I would like to introduce back my co-commentator, Solomon.
Thank you very much, Alpha. Ahura, having chosen the aerial route throughout his brisk innings, but finally perishing to that ball from Italy. The Trekkers have a deeper batting lineup, so they should be able to post a formidable score. Chidega Christopher, the man leading the batting log, makes his way into the middle. This is a man who is hungry to stay at the crease and make runs, which is a very good attribute of any batter. Every time he falls, you'll see that disappointment, but has to navigate Mitali off the mark immediately to mid-off, bringing us to the close of the 7th over. 52 runs on board for 1. Jaffa Ochaya still out there in the middle, 26 in 27. And as we look at that ball down the throat of Edwin Nwagaba, just a few centimeters away from the boundary rope, but put in that position for such an event, completing the catch to dismiss Ahura.
Back on attack is Aziz Chandia, coming from the highway end. Field change, field positions positioning his onside field and bringing in the offside into the ring. He's now taking in a short fine leg.
Draws Chidega, who stops that to the front. The cries go out loud at that, knowing what an opportunity it would be to get Chris Chidega cheaply. Uses his wrists. Quick running in between the wickets from the two. That is characteristic to Chidega and Ochaya.
It looked a bit risky to go for the second one, but luck comes your way after seeing a fumble there with the fielder.
With the quick running, the pressure is pushed onto the fielders. The one stays low, pushing Chidega back into his crease. And that kicks off the pitch. Dot ball to end that over from Aziz Tandia. The score is 54 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. 8 overs on board. Jafo Chaya 26 and Chidega with 3. The run rate has dropped to now 6.75 from the highs of 8 per over. Mitali Ethan bowling his third over on the trot from the forest end. Weather is good out there, bright but with a cool breeze. Clearly enjoyable to the fielders. Chidega picks 1.
Beautifully stopped by Jaffa Ochaya. Well bowled from Oloka Pius. Swung and a miss. Not standing into the line, not moving into the line of the ball. Stepping away and he swings it. Swings his blade and misses that. What a roller. Managing them. Can they make 2? Yes. Quick running in between the wickets.
stops in his stride. Bowler Mitali.
Comes down the wicket. Hits that to long on, but finds Captain Edwin Nwagaba. Fields it, and they only managed to get one. The sun has come out, plenty of it. As earlier on there was some scattered clouds, black clouds. But now the sky is so much clear, blue and white. There ends the 9th over. Score is 59 for 1. You will pardon me with the graphics due to the technical breach. There is a bowler change coming from the highway end. Baine. Well fielded by Ali Balidawa. Throwing back to Baine, and Lugazi Trekkers managing to get only one.
Baine bowling with slow pace, flighting that one. Almost caught by Mitali, but goes for boundary 4. That ball was flighted and wide of the stumps, missed by the flailing arm of Mitali. Chidega rocks back onto the back foot, but cow corner alert.
Having spoken to Kidoga early in the morning, he said he is fighting to get a third half century today. Let's see how things work. And
direct hit gets rid of Chris Chidega. Sold down the river by his partner, calling, not realizing the danger, and he will have to perish. Unfortunately, he will not add another century. Disappointed man. Another look at that. Direct hit.
Look at the frustrations coming from Captain Chris Kidega. There was poor communication by both the senior players on the team. Seeing the jubilations coming from Captain Edward Nwagaba, running in to celebrate with the young man for having taken out the senior player who's currently topping up the batting.
Chidega will be extremely disappointed that his stay at the crease was a short one, but clearly in the shot before, Ochayan not interested in any run. Yet Chidega had already set off and had to send him back. High drama out there in the middle. Mbaine spinning the webs from the highway end, causing all sorts of miscommunication. That one stays low, picking up one. Forgive us for the lag in the graphics, but turnovers completed by the Lugazi Trekkers, who won the toss in this matchup and electing to bat. They have posted 66 runs so far, losing 2 wickets in the process. A double from Ochaya off the first ball of the last over of Mitali Ethan. Bowled on the trot by his skipper and doing a good job. Yunus Sawabi unable in the deep to prevent a certain fall. Drop and run from Ochaya. First single.
After all that missed call from Ochaya and Captain Chris Kidega, now I see Ochaya trying to be now taking on to the mantle to see how we can back up, score more.
Baguma quickly off the mark with a simple dab down through gully.
Guides that fine leg for one. Jaffa Ochaya on 41 in 41 balls. With a lot of breeze coming from the forest end. Baguma tickles down mid-on and they manage to get 1 run. End of over number 3. Mitali 23 for 1, 76 for 2. Lugazi Trekkers after 11 overs. Due to the lot of breeze coming from the forest end, the bowlers are trying to see that they force the batters to hit that ball up so that they can go against the wind for them to to get them out. Change of bowler. A bowler change from the highway end. Man on strike, Joseph Baguma, playing for the national team of Uganda. Having played 209 matches. That was a fumble. Taking 4 runs for Team Lugazi Trekkers. Joseph Baguma with all the with all the experience. He has a 10 from the national team. Brings it for Lugazi Trekkers. He recently featured for Uganda in the World T20 World Cup Africa T20 World Cup qualifiers that took place in Zimbabwe. Beautiful pictures coming live on your screen from Deep End Sports Media. Well stepped in by Jaffa and manages to get one there. Misses that. But the batting team couldn't manage to get one off that. Being fielded by third man. Beg your pardon, Manon Gali. Joseph Baguma guides that to covers and they manage to get one. Beautifully executed in this over by Baine. End of his second over, 14 for none. 83 for 2. After 12, Lugazi Trekkers. Jaffa just shot by 8 runs. As you look at the over by over, there's been a bit of a slowish run catching in the 12th over. This is the Mukono T20 Cup, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media, Mukono Cricket Development, Cricket Community, and not forgetting the mother body, Cricket Uganda. A bowler change, Captain Wagaba coming from the forest end. Slight change in the fielding structure. Punished by 6. Joseph Baguma. Captain Edward Nwagaba being welcomed. Being welcomed by a 6 from Joseph Baguma. Straight to the screen. 14 of 8, Joseph Baguma. Beautifully guided. Wonderfully seeing them rotating the strike. Well tickled down to mid wicket by Joseph Baguma. Manages to get one. Punished, but well fielded by Edwin Nwagaba. Well flicked to mid wicket, and they managed to get one. Beautifully displayed by Edwin Nwagaba in his first over. The score is Edward Nwagaba 10 for none, 1 over. 93 for 2 after 13. Lugazi Trekkers. Baguma 17 of 11 and Jaffa 43 of 44. Ali Balidawa coming back from the highway end. I would like to welcome back my co-commentator Solomon. At the look of things, what's your prediction coming from in this over?
Thank you, Alpha. The Njeru Warriors will be happy with the job that they have done so far, restricting the Lugazi Trekkers to just past 90 right now. They are an explosive side, but well into the second half of this match, and a quick dab from Baguma brings one. So a good job so far from the Warriors. Ochaya right up on his feet, trying to dispatch that, but mistimes it, picking up only one. Bowling that into him, and a precious dot ball. Tickles that for a single, bringing us to the end. 7 runs on board, 2 wickets lost for the Lugazi Trekkers. Jaffa Ochaya 45 in 47, almost at the 100 strike rate. Baguma J 19 in 14, well above a strike rate of 100. But Edwin Nwagaba will continue from the forest end.
Punished by Joseph Baguma. Finds long on, but they only managed to get one of that. Punishes that to deep mid wicket, but finds the fielder in there for only, and they managed to get only 1 run.
The ball crossing the boundary. Nwagaba fielding off his own bowling, conceding only one of that one. Leading by example. Pins him for a dot ball. Ochaya perishing to a catch from Muchibi Jonathan at covers. Almost making a half century. But they will tell you almost doesn't count. His head rocking back, therefore leading to an leading edge to the waiting hands of Muchibi at covers. 15 overs down, 106 runs on board, 3 wickets back in the heart for the Lugazi Trekkers. Both teams in this game 11 this morning coming back from losses, trying to make amends and get back to winning ways. 30 balls will close, that is 30 Lego balls will close the first innings of this match on game day number 6 of the Mukono T20 Cup, first edition 2025. Ali Balidawa continues. Baguma uses his feet and punches that briskly to the boundary, and it will bring 4. Fielder not even in the picture. Pressure family on the bowler. The calls will come out. Kato feels that to keep it at 2. Umpire indicating leg byes. Baguma is swift in between the wickets.
Baguma is very good at venturing shots, cricket shots, and even when you see him playing in the league of Uganda, he ventures so many. He has all those pedals. He has so many of the sweeps. You know, he loves coming down the track to see himself hitting that ball.
I think that for every coach, especially for these kids, great shot of the scoreboard. "15 overs gone." It is the 5th wicket partnership out there in the middle for the Lugazi Trekkers. Every coach should incorporate a session where he lets the kids come up with their own ways of scoring.
I told you, Baguma is so good at venturing shots, cricket shots, and then now that was a reverse swing. Hit over gully and managed to get 2 runs off that.
The ball coming over the shoulder of the fielder. Very, very difficult catch to make. Using his feet to that ball, depositing it below the embankment for 6. The Lugazi Trekker dugout enjoying the batting from out there in the middle. Maximum from the dangerous Baguma.
Beautiful, good cricket displayed by Bavuma. Joseph Baguma gets the last 3 balls, got 2 runs, got a maximum, and now here he tickles it to mid-wicket for 1. Beautiful and good displayed cricket from Joseph Baguma. End of over number 4 of Balidawa. 29 for 9. 121 for 3 after 16 overs. Lugazi Trekkers. Joseph Baguma on 42 in 23.
Baguma as the more accomplished. And thus, bowling card for Balidawa, 4 wickets, no maidens, conceding 29 runs, picking up no wickets, 7.25 economy. Yunus Sawabi back in the attack from the forest end. The faster you come, the faster you go. Maximum into the side screen. Baguma on the charge. That is the reason he took that quick single at the end of the last over, that he would be on strike. Good camera work from the lads at Deep End Sports Media, broadcasting partners to this edition of the Mukono T20 Cup. Sawabi continues. Sawabi unhappy with his fielder. The ball up in the air for a long time, crossing the line, and for very, very heartbreaking for the bowler, that if you cannot pick up the catch, at least prevent a certain four. The fielder doing neither.
Bringing this to a half century for Baguma.
Quick fire half century from Baguma, striking at above 200. 52 runs in 26 balls. Glorious shot. Cover drive to long off. Sounds well coming off the bat. Bringing Abdul Shakul Doka on strike. Doka tickles that one down. Misfield brings two. Tandia the guilty party, increasing on the frustration of the bowler, giving his all, but not supported by his fielders.
Looking at the frustrations of Yunus Sawabi, hard man fighting in with the ball, but being let down by his fielders. Oh, good comeback, good bowling, good nip from Yunus Sawabi. This brings end to his third over, 30 for none, and this over went for 6-4.12. 134 for 3, 17 overs.
Yes, right into the tail end of this innings. The Trekkers losing 3 in the process. No maidens so far for Sawabi. Conceding 30 in the process. 2 into 4, Abdul Shakul Doka. 100% strike rate. But Aziz Tandia will come. But Oloka will come. in the air, completely missed by Challenger Trevor Mark, out at deep mid-wicket. Baguma joining the half centurions, now standing at 6 in this tournament. Another one from Baguma Joseph, maximum to Oloka.
Coming down the track, punishes that through over mid, over long on. Another one. It's a twin of it. 2 consecutive sixes in one area. That is the long on. Powerfully struck. Good cricket displayed by Joseph Baguma.
Yunus Sowabi, not required to jump to that one.
And those are 666.
Glorious opportunity missed by Kadu Peter. Baguma Joseph moving out of his crease, beaten by a quicker ball from Oloka. Oh, what an opportunity. Rare dot ball to the bowler. Baguma's foot is firmly on the accelerator in this over.
At the look of things, we might experience a century, first century in this tournament. If Joseph Baguma continues like that, we might experience the first century in the Mukono T20 Cup, the inaugural one, the first of a kind. And here comes the end of the third over of Oloka Pius, 33 for none. Over going for a 666 to 1 dot. 155 for 3 after 18 overs. Lugazi Trekkers, Joseph Baguma, 74, 32 balls. And Abdul Shakur Doka, 2, 3 balls.
You'll be forgiven for thinking that you read out a telephone number in the previous over, but Baguma, a man showing great appetite for runs, trying to push further and further his team's total. But Yunus Sowobi will have something to say about that. Good line from Sowobi for a dot ball.
As you can all see, the blue skies showing no signs of any black scattered clouds. It's all sunny out here at Florida Cricket Oval.
The ball missed by the batter and the keeper. It is fast and furious out there in the middle, and this game might run away from the Njeru Warriors at the tail end. They need to become sharper and quicker out there in the field. Good Yorker from Yunus Sowobi, but they run too
Beautiful cricket being displayed by this batting pair of Abdul Shakur Doka and Joseph Baguma. Experienced man Joseph Baguma
gets one for his troubles as the umpire takes evasive action. Edwin Nwagaba and Longon doing the job. Another Yoka. But the batter speaker reverse shot from Baguma.
Yunus Obi coming to attack, bowling his last ball of the over. Oh!
Brilliant from the keeper behind. The ball rising on Baguma. Coming out of his crease and continuing on his run all the way back to the pavilion. Bull ball. Must be disappointed with himself. Trying to steer that ball for one to get strike. Unable to do so. 19 overs down. 164 runs on board for the loss of 4. Yunus Sawabi strikes with his last ball to pick up 1 for 39 in his allotted 4 overs. An economy of 9. And we are into the last over. Change of bowling end to the highway for Nwagaba Edwin, who starts us off with a dot ball. Pick up 1 via mid-wicket. Dot ball from Edwin Nwagaba. Eskaya and Nwagaba fielding off his own bowling picks up another wicket. Great fielding work. Quick wickets in these last 2 overs for the Njeru Worriors. Nwagaba running after that one. Completes it well. And the Metropole lives without troubling the scorers. Nasul makes his way to the middle. Still with 2 balls to go to complete this first innings of game number 11, match day 6. Nwagaba straying to the leg side. Adjad wide. Using his feet, full ball. End of the innings between Lugazi Trekkers and Njeru Worriors. Action out in the middle. A look at the batting card for the Trekkers. Ochaya Jaffa, 46 in 50 balls. Ahura Amos, 20 in 15. But a standout performance from Baguma Joseph, 77 in 37 balls. 11 extras by the Njeru Warriors. A look at their bowling card has Edwin Nwagaba bowling 3, snaring 2 wickets, conceding 21 for an economy of 7. Yunus Sawabi picking up 1 in his allotted 4, but conceding 39 for an economy of 9.75. Extras were 11 from the Njeru Warriors. The scoring rate was 8.30, bringing us a total of 166 runs for the loss of 5 for the Lugazi Trekkers. Coming up next will be the second innings. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the umpires walk back in the middle, it indicates the start of the second innings in this game, number 11, on match day 6 in the inaugural edition of the Mukono T20 Cup. It is the Lugazi Trekkers against the Njeru Worriors, with the Trekkers winning the toss and electing to bat, having posted 166 runs. It is now left to the Warriors to chase that down if they are to achieve victory. The batters are ready, waiting for the signal to make their way into the middle. An exciting 6 days of live action here at Florida Cricket Oval. Can't forget to mention our sponsors in this tournament, Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, and our patron, Dr. Alele, Deep End Sports Media, our live broadcast partners, and your one-stop broadcasting and production house. This tournament is organized by Mukono Cricket Community, formed in 2021 under the stewardship of Cricket Uganda. An exciting match we have on our hands. Welcoming my co-commentator, Alpha Adoa.
Thank you very much, Solomon. Our performers with the bat during the first innings, we had Joseph Baguma knocking 77 off 37 balls, with having 7 maximums and 3 fours. And then contributing from the front, we had Jaffa Ochaya and Ahura. Jaffa Ochaya 46 of 50, just short by 4 runs to enter the half centurions family. And then Ahura Amos 20 after off 15 balls. So those were the double figures for Lugazi Trekkers. And then contributing to the bowling also, we had Sawobi fighting in hard, bowling all his allocated 4 overs, going for 39, picking only 1 wicket. And then Mitala Nathan 3 overs, 1 wicket. And Edwin Nwagaba finishing up bowling his 3 overs, only hit 21 runs, picking 2 wickets in that over. And beautifully executed by Muchibi, 1 and 5 runs.
But Akena will bowl us off from the highway end. Bowl him! And they will have to walk off. Kadu Peter falling to the first ball of the second innings. Great line from the young man, Akena, with the ball. Jubilation all around among the ranks of the Trekkers. Christopher Chidega in the first innings, failing to put distance between him and Calvin Watua on that batting log, adding just a paltry score, now standing at only 155 runs compared to from 4 innings, compared to what was 142 in 3 innings. It is all to play for amongst these players in this tournament. The stage was set by Mukono Cricket Community in this T20 Cup. The players have not failed to exhibit good cricket. And Edwin Nuagaba, captain of the Njeru Warriors, taking guard now. As Akena has the ball in hand. Interesting matchup between the coach with the bat and the player, all his charge with the ball. How will it end?
Punished for a maximum over long on. Beautiful shot displayed by the captain himself, Edwin Wagaba. Look at how that brings him as strongly punished.
I don't know what that will do to the psyche of Akena. The batter trying to enforce himself right away from the beginning. Good fielding work out from the man at long on, Chidega Chris. Good comeback from the youngster.
With the way Edwin Nwagaba, Captain Edwin Nwagaba, also acting as the coach player for the team. He's leading by example, leading at the front. Let's see how he guides.
Good line from Akena. Oloka playing and missing that one. Akena has picked 4 wickets in his first match for the Trekkers. Doing a decent job and seizing this opportunity. Slower ball, well-bowled young man, using his brain.
A little bit of getting the pace of that ball. Making sure that all variations are bowled, most especially in this T20. Variations matter a lot. And they really play on the minds of the batters.
You have to be thinking on your feet as a bowler, as a batter. Try to work out your opponent to deliver a devastating blow. Full ball. Crosses the boundary for 4. Which brings us to the end of the first over. 1 wicket falling in that over to Akena with the first ball. But 12 runs now scored. Edwin Nwagaba having 11 of those. Edwin Nwagaba with a highest score of 38 so far in this tournament. He will be disappointed with his output so far, but now coming in right from the start. Second wicket partnership there, out in the middle. The sun comes out in all its glory. And we have Baguma Joseph bowling from the forest end. Good use of the feet by the wicketkeeper to run after that one to prevent a certain run. Great shot from the stamp camera. Baguma directs traffic, makes adjustments. Dot ball.
With all the experience of Joseph Baguma, loves spinning that ball, and that spun a lot, making it a wide and added run for the team, and that is
with the ball hitting the helmet. A concussion test will be conducted by umpire Gloria Obukol to ensure that the young man is all right. Player safety is paramount, and match officials have a duty of care as stewards of the game. Baguma, part of that Abojo contingent that played the finals of the Laika T20 tournament in Entebbe, but unfortunately unable to win that trophy. So near all so far, but so far as it's deposited by Nuagaba for a maximum. Of course, Baguma, Ugandan international player on the cricket trends, receiving some punishment there from Nuagaba.
a lot of energy was used by Nwagaba picking that ball from the offside, taking it straight towards the cow corner and to the swamp.
Plays off his feet beautifully. Good stop by the fielders.
Good soccer tactics displayed by the fielders out there. Wonderfully displayed by the backup fielder.
Looks agriculture, but quite effective. The point is to stop runs. Doesn't matter how.
And that marks the end of the second over. 21 for 1. 9 for none. Joseph Baguma. Oloka Pius 1-6. Then Edwin Nwagaba 18 in 5.
He needs to stay there long enough. But Akena back from the highway end. Straying to the leg side. A dive by the young man prevents a fall. Good work out there in the field. Umpire Michael Okoth indicates the wide. The bowler makes the long way back to his marker. His only thought should be a better line. Same ball, same result. The chase is on. And the young man Bahati, a third man, doing a good job.
Managing to save that from 4. Very good, very good save from Bahati. Bringing back Edwin Nwagaba on strike.
Oh, Akena keeping Nwagaba honest with a slower ball for a dot ball.
It's so good seeing the young players now also bowling variations. This coming from a player at a tender age who is like 16 years old, bowling, with all that mental high up there. Brilliant.
Cricket is a thinking game, and good to see the youngsters take on board the tips from the senior players. Good variations. Without variation, the bowler is quite predictable, and you will see the batter usually using his feet. But when you don't know what's coming, a waft from Nwagaba, but misses that one from Akena. A change for the Trekkers in the man behind the gloves, with Ahura taking up the gloves and Abdul Shakul Doka patrolling wide gully. It is good to give opportunity to everyone. When you have no ball call by umpire Michael Okoth. No ball. Akena will have to come again. The free hit indicated it is freebies on offer.
The no ball resulted because of the ball pitching off the pitch, off the wicket.
The appeals come in, but not from the fielders. Nwagaba Edwin bowled as he attempted to put that ball away off the free hit. But as the rules go, he cannot be out. Somehow skipping the umpire indicates.
There must have been a damage of the bails. Looking at the blue skies over Florida Cricket Oval, a little bit of shadows surfacing the ground, but we don't see any sign of rain this afternoon, meaning lots of action cricket will be taking place. Flicked away. The fine leg for 4. Edwin Nwagaba flicks that splendidly. He uses his feet very well and flicks it over. 22 after 12. Edwin Nwagaba. End of over number 2. Akena 19 for 1. 31 for 1 after 3 overs. Njeru Worriors.
The power play going well for the Warriors, with a run rate of 10.33. Baguma returns. Continues from the forest end. Ball up in the air, but drops safely. Ball manages to trickle over the boundary. Off that dab by Nuagaba through slip. Soft touch. Ball winning. Swipes at that one and falls. Disappointment all over his face. Not even fully believing that. Great work from Ahura. Back behind the stumps. Disappointed Edwin Nuagaba trudges off. Second wicket down for the Njeru Warriors. Tries to play the cut to it, but sneaks it to the keeper. Disappointed in himself. Score is 36-2 for the Njeru Warriors. Baguma Joseph, Ugandan international, winning that contest.
Once again, reminding you this is the Mukono T20 Cup, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media. Not forgetting the Mukono Cricket Community, and then the mother body, Cricket Uganda, with all the developments coming from the development manager, Davis Turinawe, working hand in hand with all the hubs, including the hub in Mukono. It's the reason as to why we are having this in Njeru T20 Cup, proudly with the beautiful pictures onto your screens.
The school's development program has always been the bedrock of cricket in Uganda. Now also being matched or even surpassed by the elite program, high performance, that is the national teams and age grade cricket teams. But the SDP doing a splendid job. Bat pad attempt by Mitali Ethan on strike. Glided to point for a quick single. by Mitali, bringing us to the end of the fourth over. One wicket falling in that Baguma Joseph over, but the score stands at 37 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. A rebuilding job required of Oloka and Mitali, both still in single digits. Abdul Shakul Doka coming on to replace Akena from the highway end. Good diving from the lad to offer only one. Doka, especially wicket keeper, but now with the ball, trying to show what he can do. Hit back to the bowler. Quicker one and wider. But Oloka unable to put that one away. Down on his knees, the ball falling safe. And they pick up one. Doka bowling well in the power play. In the block hole, stopped. And a good over from Abdul Shakul Doka, only conceding 2 runs off it, bringing us to the end of the 5th over. 39 runs on board, losing 2 in the process for the Njeru Warriors. There's a dip in the run rate from the highs of 14 to now just 7.80. Lots of questions being asked of the Njeru Warriors, and they will have to answer them if they are to emerge victorious in this contest against the Trekkers. New bowler in from the forest end. Jaffa Ochaya with the ball. One comes off his first ball in the over. Drive to mid-off. Some housekeeping from Mitali. To the senior 4 vacists youngsters taking part in this. They've started off their school vacations, busy. And I think they will play a lot of cricket throughout these holidays. Oh, quick one from Ochaya, narrowly missing the stumps. Usually you always look forward to the third term holidays. Ochaya snares Oloka Plumb LBW, who has to take that walk. The squeeze is on against the Njeru Worriors, losing their third wicket, playing across to a straight ball. Easy peasy for the umpire. Oh! Quicker ball, which bounces sharply, misses the bat, and offers a bye. 2 runs coming off. Sorry, 3 runs coming off that Jaffa Ochaya over. 42 runs on board, 3 wickets after 6 overs for the Njeru Warriors. One 23 runs required for victory for the Njeru Warriors. And Abdul Shakul Doka will continue from the highway end. Welcoming back Alpha Odoa to the comms box.
Thank you very much, Solomon. Wow, hit straight to covers, but managing to get one from that. Off the strike is Yunus Owobi. It's now tight bowling coming from Doka Abdul Shakul. Remember, he dubs as the wicketkeeper for this team. But because of that time when Ahura had gone to play the finals for Abojo, he stood in for Ahura. Now Ahura is back. He has to get his gloves, and Doka turns out now to be bowling. Tight spell coming from the young man Doka Abdul Shakur.
Great to see that everyone gets opportunity. In their cricketing career, they are still at that point where they can try out every single field, and later on can specialize. It doesn't hurt if you can do all disciplines well, comfortably. So great to see that they are taking those opportunities with both hands. Bringing us to the end of the 7th over. 43 runs for the loss of 3 wickets for the Njeru Warriors in game number 11 on March the 6th. in this Mukono T20 Cup, first edition 2025. Ochaya continues from the forest end, driven to mid-on by Mitali. Mitali developing into a fine all-rounder.
It is so difficult seeing the youngsters specializing in doing one thing. At least more than 50% of the youngsters participating in this tournament do 2 or 3, either bowling, batting, wicket keeping. You find one is opening the bat, and then when they come to field, they are also opening the bowling. The likes of Christopher Kidega and Edwin Wagaba.
Usually, when you have such instances, usually within the group, that is the more accomplished cricketer amongst them, equally adept at both fields. But Ochaya continues. Mitali trying to steal a run. They need to communicate better between Sowabi and Mitali, leaving runs on the plate and then trying to run where there is none. So clearly the lines are crossing, but oh, a return missed by Ochaya. Ball must have come quicker back to him.
Seeing Sowabi now on strike, the bowler calls for a quick field change, sending the cow corner deep in there at the boundary and long on. But Sowabi manages to bisect it in between gully and third man, short third man. Beautifully displayed, well balanced and guiding the ball with his bat, managing to get one of that. Jaffa Ochaya 6 for 1 after 2 overs. 8 overs gone, 47 for 3, Njeru Worriors. Earlier on in the wee hours of the day, happening at Bangkok in Thailand, the Women's Emerging Nations Trophy. The Ugandan women fell short and only posted 75 for 8, but failed to defend that, playing against UAE women, who got the score for no loss.
Spin doing the damage in that game. Uganda unable to find answers, posting a paltry score, which UAE managed to overhaul. But here at Florida Cricket Oval, Abdul Shakul Daku from the highway end bowls an extra. Return catch. Mitali Ethan offers the handshake to Doka, and they will have to go. Lazy shot from the young man. I told you it was not long before he would trudge off, not looking himself this morning. He will be disappointed with that. Could have done better, obviously. Ball from Doka. The celebration goes in.
Lots of excitement coming, smiles coming from Doka. You know, he's dubbed as a wicket keeper, but now seeing him bowling, taking hold of that ball, he can't believe it that he has gotten a wicket off his second over. Abdul Doka Shakul.
Good bowling spell from the young man. Conceding 5 only so far. A lot of banter coming from the outside, saying you will a keeper, not a bowler. And he answers with the perfect response. I will take the wicket.
Like the way I told you earlier on, many of the youngsters here, they not only specialize in doing one thing, they do lots of things. Now, like the likes of Doka, it's like he does 360 composition of roles in cricket. Maybe the missing role might be the captainship, but soon we shall be seeing him taking on the armband.
Doka, a member of the school's Cricket Week 2025 champions, Busoga College Mwiri, the record champions under that tournament organized under the school's development program. They are record champions and they have a rich cricket heritage. A lot of cricket played out there in Jinja. And you realize we are not so far from there. But a rising ball missed by the keeper for a bye. Doka is playing the music and the batters are offering the strokes.
He's full of comics. Abdul Shakur Doka, coming from the highway end. Let's see what he does in his last ball of his third over.
Feels that one off his on bowling, but they managed to take one, bringing us to the end of the 9th over, picking up that wicket, conceding 6 so far in his 3. The breaks are on from the Trekkers upon the Worriors in this run chase. Score is 51 for the loss of 4 wickets, trying to overhaul 166 runs to win. Both teams coming off a loss from their previous games. Now with the opportunity to get back to winning ways. Ochaya will continue from the forest end. Keep Sawabi honest with that one. Precious dot balls. Goes for the hack. Misses it. Living dangerously. Shadows the correct shot in response. They pick up one off that one.
Getting Sawabi Yunus off the strike leads to a change in field position. This time round, the ring at the offside is packed. Throwing, putting long on the captain in there, Chris Kidega, and then also the deep square in, and then the rest of the fielders, the rest of the fielders are in the ring to stop them from giving Sawabi a strike.
lofted. Shot, bringing a boundary. With that, releasing some of that pressure in this over. Driven through covers. Sorry. For one. The chess in that previous shot. End of the 10th over. 57 runs on board. 4 wickets. Run rate is 5.70. Pedestrian in this chess. Sawabi Yunus and Ali Balidawa with a rebuilding job for the Njeru Warriors.
Doka gets back into the attack from the highway end. Well bowled. Back to the bowler, but manages to stop that.
Bump ball back to
Can they take a chance? But the ball drops in the gap. Managing for them to take one.
playing off his legs. Doka bowling on the trot, well into his last over. Hard pepper for the batter. Quick hands from Ahura. Quicker and wider. Sowabi has no answers.
Doka is going quick through his fourth over.
They ran off that clip, that one. Bowling tight lines is the young man. The cries come out for a out behind, but umpire Michael Okoth up to date to cricketer tricks.
One to point. Bringing the end of the fourth over of Doka Abdul Shakur. Brilliant over for him. Brilliant spell of 4 overs. 10 for 1. 61 for 4 after 11 overs. Njeru Warriors. So we'll be in there. 8 after 19. And then Ali Balidawa 7 of 9. The two batters in there, they are the ones who they are among the experienced batters in the Njeru Warriors team. A lot is needed out of them, with both of them having played in the under-19 squad of Uganda and under-19 team of Uganda. A lot is expected out of them to deliver for Njeru Warriors. Beautiful day, beautiful sceneries. Seeing Captain Chris Kidega having a little chat with the bowler and resulting into field change. Setting up the long on, deep square. Deep square and cow corner for the left-hander. That is Ali Balidawa. And pushing Doka Abdul Shakur too long off. Then the
Sambuya Timothy replaces Jaffa Ochaya from the forest end. The squeeze is on from the Trekkers and clearly winning this passage of play. The Warriors can hardly find the boundaries, neither keep the scoreboard ticking with quick runs. You find that one batter is bogged down on his end by Baguma Joseph. Innings. Happy faces all around. And it is becoming a tall order for the Warriors in this run chase.
beautiful catch as displayed on your screen. New batter coming in. Janet Trevor comes in.
Student of Mukono Kings SS in Mukono. Part of the many schools that make up the Mukono cricket community. Another school being Mount St. Henry. Straight to that one, Chanja. St. Cornelius from this oval, also another school. No runs coming off the bat to the first over of Sambuya Timothy. Chanja, Trevor Mark, and Sowabi Yunus at the crease for the Njeru Warriors. Score is 64 runs, 5 wickets after 12 overs. You will realize that the Warriors have quite a long tail. So with the fall of the senior players, chasing runs or setting totals becomes quite difficult. Bowling change from the highway end has Bahati. I will tell you, he too is a keeper by trade, only being more, and is welcomed by Bali Dawa Ali with the graphics. Bahati straying down the leg side. Flights that one. Played well, adeptly by Balidawa Ali.
Chanja Timothy on strike now, causing a change in the fielding positions. Long on and me and long off. Get into the ring, and that's a run out. Poor running, poor communication by Ali Balidawa. That was unnecessary, called for. You couldn't just out of the blue run and just call yes, yet the ball went direct. Joseph Baguma at short covers, managing to run out Chanja Timothy. 64 for 5, 64 for 6. Njeru Worriors.
In their bid to rotate strike, of course mistakes are bound to happen. Poor call from Balidawa Ali, but the youngsters will learn to stand their ground and authoritatively say no. Not every call that comes from your partner, you have to gauge your suitability to making ground. But Bahati Moses continuing. Balls that one wider, rising up on Balidawa Ali for a dot ball. Balidawa goes inventive, picks up 2 with a reverse. Bahati Moses, a student of Mukono Kings High School, captains that side. Great drive. And the fielder at long on makes a meal of that, bringing 4 runs with it. Bringing us to the end of the 13th over. Sorry for the graphics on your screen, but the score should read 76 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. 13 overs done. Ali Balidawa and Mbaine Rakib on strike.
Coming from the forest end.
Skyer and a good catch from Jaffa Ochaya. at deep cover. Taken. And Balida Ali will have to go back to the heart. Great effort out there from the Lugazi Trekkers as they assert themselves on this match, strangling the life out of the Njeru Warriors as Balidawa perishes to a running catch from the man off the rope who completes the catch and sends him on his way. Game them number 6 in the Mukono T20 Cup. March 11 in this round robin format. Those live pictures brought to you by none other than Deep End Sports Media. Follow them on all their socials. Your one-stop house for live broadcasting, podcasts, and production needs. Proud partners and sponsors to this first edition. Not forgetting Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Mukono Cricket Community, and of course, Cricket Uganda. It's all happening out here at Florida Cricket Oval. Two greenhorns out there in the middle in Mbaine, Rakib, and Kato Vicent. Well into the tail are Lugazi Trekkers looking to wrap up business of Game 11.
Sembuya Timothy continues to bowl, creating a fielding change. This time, bringing in a slip for Mbaine. Short covers and only having only one man out of the 30.
With the field moving into the ring, Mbaine manages to find the safest place. Rocks back for one to mid off.
Balida were getting on to strike, causing a field change, bringing I beg your pardon, Vincent Kato on strike, causing change in the field, and that marks the end of the second over of Sembuya Timothy. 4 for 2. 79 for 7 after 14 overs. Njeru Warriors moving now at a strike rate of 5.64.
With the youngsters alone out there in the middle and no instructions coming from the dugout, they're left to navigate this passage of play on their own. And you'll comical scenes out there. Yes, no calls in in the middle, but you have to be confident in your call. Bahati Moses continues from the highway end. Tosses that one up, but strays to the leg side. Great opportunity for the youngsters to have some time out in the middle. Rising ball pulled to mid-wicket. Baguma Joseph completing the catch. The 8th wicket falls for the Njeru Warriors. 80 runs on board. In this run chase, the young man trying to pull that away, but only finding a top edge to the waiting Baguma Joseph. Muchibi Jonathan makes his way to the middle. Blue skies all over the Florida Cricket Oval. Down here at Ziba in Njeru, sandwiched between Njeru and Nyenga, a privately owned oval.
Unlucky today for Chris Kidega, as he was run out in the first innings unnecessarily. He tried to attempt to go for a second run, but he's the striker on the other side, the non-striker, refused to take the run. It was uncalled for.
Most of the fielders all in the ring as Bahati continues. Muchibi offering a dead bat to that one. Another dot ball to what is turning out to be a measly over tons. But is wide. Another flighted delivery from Bahati Moses. Dot ball to an over, including 1 wicket for Bahati Moses. The score is 81 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Muchibi Jonathan and Kato at the crease as Sambuya continues from the forest end. A slip put in for him, and there's been a stillness over the oval as bat and ball are in a distant relationship.
Sambuya coming from the forest end where the wind is blowing from. This is to an advantage for him. Kato crosses that. Way away from the line.
That ball swinging because of the wind blowing. And this right here in your picture is the very reason for this tournament, organized to give these youngsters opportunity in their cricketing education. Dolly catch to the man at mid-off as Kato trudges off. It is a procession of wickets falling now, and the last right soon to be read for the Njeru Warriors. Managing to find the man at mid-off. As the last batter trudges on out there in the middle. One thing I would love to see from him is spending time there, playing each ball on merit, and completing their allotted overs. That should be the task at hand for these two, as victory well and truly out of sight at this point. Sambuya continues. But the Trekkers, if they're to quickly wrap this up, it would do with having okay, and then it moves into sleep. Baguma Joseph. They would do with even a silly end of the over. 16 overs done and dusted. 82 runs on board. And 9 wickets lost by the Njeru Warriors. Runs 75 runs required. Bahati continues from the highway end.
There has been lots of improvements of Bahati from the time the tournament began. We can now see him bowling line and length compared to the first day and second day of the tournament.
Good lines from him. Flights that one. Solid from Kato Malcolm.
Seeing all the fielders in the ring, wanting to finish it up, to wrap it up, to at least almost a chance came in there, but it's slightly far away from it. And that is Joseph Baguma at Sili.
Both Bahati Moses and Kato Malcolm turning out for Africa Cricket Club in the recently concluded T20 tournament. coming down as last man for the Njeru Warriors. End of the 17th over, 83 runs on board for 9 wickets for the Njeru Warriors. Beautiful spell from Bahati Moses as they try to wrap up this innings. Sambuya Timothy will continue for his 4th over from the forest end.
Just the that's in between his legs.
It is a surprising run as well. Sambuya trying some wrist spin, but bowling wide. Tosses it down wide of the legal bowling area. Another wide. Sambuya guilty of now playing for the opposition.
Misses that one. As the Lugazi Trekkers are hungry for the last wicket. And the umpire calls wide. Umpire Gloria Obukor standing in. Uganda is number 2 umpire. Female umpire, pardon me. Hits it in between covers and managing to get 2 runs out of that. Well stopped by man down there in the covers. Managing to Njeru Warriors managing to get 1. Crosses that 1 mid wicket. And that's the end of the over. Over number 18. Dana. Jaffa Ochaya comes back, comes into attack again from the highway end. And let's see how we can handle the mantle. Misses that. Up into the sky. But they managed to take 2. The ball going over mid-on and managing to get 2 runs. Some housekeeping there. This is the Mukono T20 Cup, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media. Jaffa gets in there. Well tickled there. Tickled to square leg. 1. Hit to point and managed to get one off that. And that's the end. Lugazi Warriors wrapping up. Njeru, Lugazi Trekkers wrapping up. Njeru Warriors. 96 all out. Brilliant. Brilliantly executed by Lugazi Trekkers in their fielding, coming to defend 166. Beautifully played in. And when you look at the Njeru Warriors, only having 2 people with double figures. That is Nwagaba Edwin, the captain, 26 of 14. And then Ali Balidawa, 19 of 18 balls. And managing all putting on 96 for 10 in 19 overs. The Lugazi Trekkers, good performances with the ball from Sembuya Titus, Jaffa Ochaya. Sembuya taking 3, Jaffa Ochaya 2, Akena Innocent, Baguma Joseph, Doka Abdul Shakul, and Bahati Moses, each bagging a wicket. But out of all those runs, they managed to whatever Lugazi Trekkers, Joseph Bakuma outstanding with the bat, 77 in 37. Ochaya, Jaffa 46 in 50. Amos 20 in 15. And then Edwin came in to bat for the Njerus as the highest top scorer for Njerus in the innings with 26 of 14. Balidawa Ali 19. And with the batting, and then with the bowling, all coming in. Lugazi Trekkers winning by 70 runs. Ladies and gentlemen, the table standings are Buvuma Sailors still on top. Buvuma Sailors and Lugazi Trekkers both having 9 points. Lugazi Trekkers joining Buvuma Sailors, 9 points. But they have a loss, having played 4. Mukono Development, number 3, Buyukwel Gladiators, number 4, Njeru Warriors, number 5, and then Kayunga Titans, number 6. Viewers, I send you out into the field for the post-match interview. My name is Alpha.
Yeah, you take it back and
Alpha. Box pen, turn up. Gloria to help. Where's the camera? That one, eh? They won by 70 runs. Won by 70. Good. Guys, come into the shot. Come and wait here. Gloria, come and wait there. I'll call you. Where's the board? Where's the board? Board, guys. Please. That's me. After an exciting match between the Njeru Warriors and Lugazi Trekkers, we have the Trekkers emerging winners, beating the Warriors by 70 runs. And I will have a word with Captain Njeru Warriors, Edwin Nwagaba. Commiserations, the Trekkers winning the toss and choosing to bat. You chasing and failing short. Any insights?
I think our bowling, we hoped actually to limit these guys to a smaller total, but actually our bowlers had loose balls. They managed to give them some big score, but even on our batting side, I think I would have stayed on the wicket longer and I would have brought the game closer. But hard luck to my team, didn't make it, but next time better. Thank you.
Your team seems to be having a long tail. How are you going to address that?
Actually, let me see. I think I need to bat a little bit in the middle there to make it stronger. Because if you see our batting lineup is a bit shaky. It's not that strong. I think that's the problem we are facing.
Okay, commiserations to you. I'll have Christopher Chidega, captain of the winning team, Lugazi Trekkers, coming off a loss. You've managed to win today. Happy days in your camp.
Yeah, I think we had someone who lifted up his hands. That is Baguma. Yeah, they quite had a good partnership with Jaffa, and which was good for our team.
Giving opportunities to the youngsters. I see you did not even take the ball.
Yes, we believe this is a learning curve, and I really tasked them to bowl well. Some delivered, some managed to pick 3 wickets, 2 wickets, which was good.
Okay, thank you very much. And now to the presentation of the player of the match. I'm going to ask umpire Gloria Obukol to join me. The player of the match today is Joseph Baguma. 77 runs in 37 balls, 1 catch, bowling 1 wicket in 15 in 2 overs. Well done, young man. I'll have a word with the player of the match. A great effort from you. Um,
Yeah, I think when I came in, I had to take responsibility because I lost some wickets and we needed to play, to play like many overs so that we can get to a good score. At first, wanted 150, but hopefully we got even more.
yes, coming at the tail end of your team's innings and accelerating the run rate.
I think it was not very easy at first. Had to keep there, get used to playing on that wicket because it wasn't easy at first. Then after, it was a little bit easy for me to get the timing and hit some sixes.
You're not a man who is out of the game, that when you came back in to field, you were also dominant.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. Have to teach the youngsters how to do it. Yeah, I think so.
Congratulations once again. That is it all from me, Solomon Lubama Chigozi here.